You're not lonely because you're alone. You're lonely because you're disposable. That sounds harsh, but it explains why modern dating can feel empty even when you're surrounded by attention. You can have matches, texts, options, replies, and still feel nothing. Because being noticed is not the same as being valued. Being wanted is not the same as being known. And when you're treated like a swipe, your nervous system learns one message: I'm replaceable. So you start performing, you start overthinking, you start chasing small signals like they're oxygen. Today we're going to fix that without becoming bitter, without becoming cold. By the end, you'll have a simple system you can actually use: standards, pacing, boundaries, and depth. Not to win dating, to protect your peace and to build something real. Let's define what empty actually feels like. It's not always sadness. Sometimes it's numbness. Sometimes it's boredom. Sometimes it's this quiet feeling that nothing sticks, like every connection evaporates the moment you log off. And that's what makes it confusing. There's constant interaction, but very little connection. Your phone is busy, but your heart feels untouched. You're talking, but you're not being met. You're seen, but not held. You start asking, what's wrong with me? Here's the truth. This isn't you being broken. It's the environment. An environment that rewards quick attention, not deep effort. So before we talk about solutions, you need to stop blaming your character for what is often a cultural pattern. Now let's talk about the options illusion. Modern dating gives the feeling of endless choice, like there's always someone better one swipe away. But too many options don't create clarity, they create hesitation. And hesitation creates shallow investment. Because if you always have the next option, you stop building the current one. You stop working through small misunderstandings. You stop asking deeper questions. You stop being patient with normal human flaws. You keep scanning for perfect, and you miss real. And this is the trap. Abundance can make you act like connection is cheap. So people treat each other like trials, not commitments, like samples, not humans. The result is predictable. Attention everywhere, depth nowhere. And the emptiness grows even while the inbox stays full. Here's the uncomfortable part. Attention is the new currency. Likes, replies, streaks, views, DMs. These are tiny signals that say, you matter. And because they're easy to get, we start confusing them with love. A lot of people aren't chasing connection anymore. They're chasing the feeling of being wanted. Because being wanted feels like safety. But the reality of being known requires something modern dating avoids: vulnerability. Vulnerability costs time. It costs honesty. It costs the risk of rejection. So instead, people collect attention with low effort. They keep things ambiguous. They keep doors open. And if you're on the receiving end, it can feel like you're never fully chosen, only temporarily entertained. That's why it becomes addictive and exhausting at the same time. Now add dopamine and novelty to the mix. Novelty feels exciting, but it fades fast. New person, new message, new possibility. Your brain lights up. Then the excitement drops. And instead of building depth, most people look for another spike. The loop becomes excitement, boredom, new person, repeat. Not because people are evil, because the system rewards the fastest reward. But real intimacy is slower. It's repetition. It's consistency. It's watching someone choose you on ordinary days. And if your brain is trained on constant novelty, real intimacy can feel too quiet. You might mistake peace for lack of chemistry. You might confuse stability with boredom. So the emptiness isn't a mystery. It's what happens when short-term dopamine replaces long-term connection. So we've named the machine endless options, attention as currency, and dopamine-driven novelty. Now here's what that machine produces in real life. It produces 3 traps that keep people stuck in the same cycle. And the reason these traps are dangerous is simple. They don't feel like traps. They feel like normal dating. They feel like this is just how it is now. But if you can recognize them early, you stop wasting months on confusion. You stop negotiating for basic respect, and you stop confusing intensity with connection. So we're going to go through the 3 traps one by one, not to judge anyone, to give you clarity and control, because the goal isn't to become cold. The goal is to stop becoming desperate for attention that isn't real commitment. And the first trap is the most common one: validation chasing. Trap 1 is validation chasing. This is when you're not really chasing the person, you're chasing the feeling of being chosen. So you start watching your phone, you start reading tone, you start needing quick reassurance, and it turns dating into a nervous system problem, not a relationship. Here's how you can tell. Your mood rises and falls based on replies. You feel calm when you get attention, and anxious when you don't. That isn't love, that's dependency on signals. And the more you chase validation, the less attractive you feel to yourself, because you're trading self-respect for a moment of relief. A mature rule: never let uncertainty turn you into someone you don't respect. If the connection is real, it won't require you to abandon your dignity to keep it alive. Now, let's transition to trap 2, because it often comes right after the first. When people fear commitment, they still want the benefits of connection, so they keep you close but never fully choose you. That's situationship culture. It's the relationship that looks like a relationship, feels like a relationship, but never becomes one. And it creates a specific kind of exhaustion, because you're investing emotionally while the agreement stays unclear. You start doing relationship-level effort with friend-level security. You accept vagueness as normal, and the price is constant anxiety. Here's the mature truth. Clarity is not pressure. Clarity is respect. So when someone keeps things blurry for too long, they're not protecting peace, they're protecting options. And that brings us to the second trap directly: situationships. Trap 2, situationships. No label, no direction, no commitment. Just enough attention to keep you hoping, and hope becomes the leash. Because you start thinking, if I'm patient, they'll choose me. But weeks become months, and you're still guessing where you stand. A mature approach is simple. If it's unclear, it's a not yet, and not yet has a time limit. You don't have to threaten, you don't have to argue. You just state your standard calmly. I'm looking for something intentional. I don't do unclear for long. Then you watch behavior. The right person doesn't punish you for clarity. The wrong person avoids the conversation or labels you as too much. But needing respect is not too much. It's the minimum. And now, trap 3, comparison. Trap 3 is comparison. And this one is quiet because it doesn't look like drama. It looks like scrolling. It looks like watching other people's relationships online. It looks like seeing highlights and thinking, why don't I have that? Then your connection starts to feel smaller. Not because it's bad, but because you're measuring it against curated moments. Comparison also shows up as competition. You start thinking you need to be more impressive, more funny, more attractive, more perfect, and that creates performance instead of presence. Here's the mature truth. Comparison destroys patience. It makes you rush. It makes you doubt. It makes you undervalue what's real. Because real connection isn't constant fireworks, it's consistency. And if you keep comparing, you'll never feel secure. So now we've exposed the 3 traps, let's move to the fix. Here's the mature fix, and it starts with one decision. You stop dating for attention and you start dating for alignment. That requires standards, not in your head, in your actions. Standards are not what you demand, they're what you tolerate. So write this down mentally. 5 non-negotiables. Not perfect looks, non-negotiables like respect, honesty, consistency, emotional maturity, and effort. Then, one rule. Chemistry is not enough to override character, because chemistry can be created by anxiety, by uncertainty, by chasing, but character shows up in behavior over time. Standards protect you from confusing intensity with love. They keep you from begging. They keep you from settling because you're lonely. And once you have standards, you need the next piece: pacing. Pacing is what keeps modern dating from turning into emotional chaos. The biggest mistake people make is over-investing too early. They give relationship energy to someone who hasn't earned it yet. They start imagining futures before there's consistency. So here's the mature rule: no deep attachment without consistent behavior. Match effort. Let time do its job. Keep your routine. Keep your purpose. Keep your friends. If someone is serious, they won't vanish because you didn't obsess. And pacing also protects you from the dopamine trap, because it slows the cycle down. It forces reality to lead, not fantasy. You don't need to play games. You just need to move at a speed where actions can prove intentions. And that brings us to boundaries. Boundaries are where most people struggle, because they think boundaries are conflict. They're not. Boundaries are clarity delivered calmly. A boundary isn't a threat, it's a standard. So here are 2 examples that work because they're mature and simple. 1. I'm looking for something intentional. If we're not aligned, that's okay. 2. I don't stay in unclear situations. I prefer direct communication. Then you stop talking and you watch. Because boundaries aren't proven by your words. They're proven by what you do when someone ignores them. The right person respects your boundary. The wrong person tests it, mocks it, or disappears. And that's information. Boundaries don't push away the right people. They reveal the wrong ones faster. Now the final piece: choosing depth. Choosing depth means you stop treating dating like entertainment. You treat it like building. Depth is created by consistency, honesty, and time, not constant texting, not constant excitement. Look for things that actually last. Do they show up when it's inconvenient? Do they communicate directly? Do they take responsibility? Do you feel calmer around them, not more confused? And here's a mature truth people ignore. Peace is a signal too. A stable connection can feel quiet after chaos, so don't mistake calm for boredom. Also, detachment matters here. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you don't beg, you don't cling, you don't shrink yourself to be chosen. You can stay warm and still be firm. You can be kind and still have standards. Now let's finish with a simple challenge you can use this week. Here's a simple 7-day reset to make this real. Day 1, unfollow anything that triggers comparison or insecurity. Day 2, turn off non-essential notifications, especially dating apps. Day 3, have one honest conversation about what you want, without apology. Day 4, practice pacing. Don't overtext, don't chase, stay in your routine. Day 5, set one boundary calmly and watch the response. Day 6, choose one deeper activity on a date or conversation. Values, goals, real questions. Day 7, reflect. Did you feel respected, calm and clear, or anxious and uncertain? Because you're not lonely because you're alone. You're lonely when you accept disposable attention as love. And the solution is mature, standards, pacing, boundaries, depth. If you want a part 2 on how to detach without becoming cold, comment depth.